You are right now probably more comfortable than any human being in history has ever been. Warm bed, food within arm's reach, entertainment that never runs out. And somehow, with all of that, you still feel stuck. That's not a coincidence. Comfort isn't the reward for growth. It's usually the reason growth stopped. Your body is wired to avoid discomfort at almost any cost, because for most of human history, discomfort meant danger. But that wiring hasn't caught up to the modern world, where discomfort is usually just the price of progress. So today, we're not talking about comfort as something relaxing. We're talking about it as something that's quietly costing you your potential, and 10 specific ways to break out of it starting today. Comfort feels safe, but safety and growth almost never live in the same place. Every skill you have, every strength you're proud of was built in a moment of discomfort, not in a moment of ease. Muscles don't grow from resting, they grow from resistance followed by recovery. The same is true for confidence, for skill, for character. None of it grows without some kind of resistance to push against. The problem is, comfort is addictive in a very literal chemical sense. Every scroll, every snack, every easy distraction gives your brain a small hit of dopamine, and your brain remembers exactly where that hit came from. So it keeps steering you back toward the couch and away from anything that feels remotely difficult. Meanwhile, the version of you that you actually want to become is sitting on the other side of exactly the discomfort you keep avoiding. Not because discomfort is magic, but because it's the only place where actual change happens. So let's get into the 10 ways to actually break out of comfort's grip, one at a time. Way 1, do one hard thing before checking your phone. Whatever the very first thing you touch each morning is, it sets the tone for how the rest of your day gets handled. If the first move is always the easiest one, your brain learns that easy always comes first. Way 2, take the option that scares you slightly, not the one that terrifies you and not the one that bores you. Growth lives in that narrow middle zone just outside comfortable but nowhere near overwhelming. Way 3, physically move your body every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Physical discomfort is the cheapest, fastest way to train your tolerance for discomfort in general. If you can sit with the discomfort of a hard walk, you can sit with the discomfort of a hard conversation. Way 4, have the conversation you've been avoiding. Every avoided conversation sits in the back of your mind, quietly draining energy you don't even notice is being spent. Saying the hard thing once is almost always less costly than carrying it around indefinitely. Way 5, get comfortable being bad at something new on purpose. Most adults quietly stop trying new things, specifically because they hate the feeling of being a beginner again. But beginner discomfort is one of the most valuable feelings there is. It means you're actually expanding, not just repeating what you already know. Way 6, set a deadline that makes you slightly uncomfortable instead of one that gives you plenty of breathing room. Loose deadlines get respected loosely. Tight deadlines force decisions you'd otherwise keep postponing. Way 7, spend less time consuming and more time producing. Consuming feels active, but it's actually one of the most comfortable, passive things you can do with your time. Producing something, even something small and rough, requires you to actually push against resistance. Way 8, ask for feedback you're afraid to hear. Avoiding feedback doesn't protect your work, it just protects your comfort while your actual growth quietly stalls. Honest feedback stings for a moment, and then it becomes the fastest shortcut to getting better. Way 9, remove one convenience from your daily routine on purpose. Take the stairs instead of the elevator, cook instead of ordering in, walk instead of calling a ride. None of these choices are dramatic on their own, but together they retrain your default setting away from automatic ease. Way 10, sit in silence with no phone for 10 minutes a day. This might be the most uncomfortable one on this entire list, because there's nothing there to distract you from your own thoughts. And that discomfort is exactly the point. It's where you actually hear what you've been avoiding thinking about. None of these 10 ways require dramatic life changes. They're small, deliberate doses of discomfort, repeated often enough to retrain what your brain treats as normal. Over time, discomfort stops feeling like an enemy and starts feeling like a signal, proof that you're actually moving. Key: the version of you sitting comfortably right now and the version of you that reaches your actual potential cannot both exist. One of them has to be chosen in small decisions over and over again, starting with the next hour. So here's your challenge. Pick just one of these 10 ways and do it today before you close this tab. Not the easiest one on the list, the one that made you a little uncomfortable just reading it. Yeah, and tell me in the comments which one you're choosing. Please like this video and subscribe. If this helped you, I break down ideas like this every week.